Good day, and welcome to the Budding Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Randy Bridges. In each episode, I cover my experiences, both good and bad, of being a business builder, as well as my journey through the crazy world of entrepreneurship to reach my goal of earning $10 million a year. Hey folks, we're on episode 97 today, and this has been a barn burner of a week. I mean, literally, I've been buried under so many things that are good, and that's fabulous. I wanted to share some of that with you so you get a chance to kind of see everybody goes through a process. No matter what you do, you're going through a process. Becoming a consultant, becoming any kind of a thought leader requires you to continually learn, continually do, continually produce. So I'm going to kind of cover some of the things that have happened actually over the last couple of weeks. Number one, I signed up for something called Consulting Memos. This is through Taylor Welch's new program. And I got to tell you, it's a real eye-opener to see how somebody thinks when they're in the 7 and 8 figure realm. It's different all the way around from what we deal with every day. The speed with which decisions are made, the speed with which change can be accomplished is amazing. And as I'm working with more clients now in the startup realm, as they're building their business, it's funny to see me talk with them. I kind of play this all back in my head. And they're like, how do we do this? And I'm like, well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And if we do this, we'll... And they just kind of look at me like, hey, dude, that's insane. How did you go that far, that fast? And that's a great thing about business is you can learn to make quick decisions. You can look at alternatives that fall outside the regular scope of everyday business. It's fabulous. And I love watching the look on people's face when I do that, is they're just kind of like, they really don't know. And it's funny, and at the same time, it's nice because they can now see some of these things that I'm doing, and I can see what other people are doing. And this is a chain. We're dragging everybody that's in our sphere of influence. We're dragging them with us in the direction, whether up or down, whether good or bad. It's all relative. That dragging with us, they're learning as we go because our influence on them affects how they do things. So this was kind of fun. And so I got involved, getting back to this, on the Consulting Memos. It's monthly, so it's very easy to consume. If you want a little bit of information about it, give me an email, rb@randybridgesconsulting.com. I'll be sure to get you the link back over. I don't make anything for it. There's no affiliate program or anything. This is just me doing what I do. And so as I started looking at the Consulting Memos and putting these pieces together, I realized there's a bigger program out there that I could be, attaching myself to. But for a long time, I knew I needed a mentor. Everybody does. We all need a mentor. And we have to find the one that speaks to us the most clearly. Now, I've mentioned before Aaron Fletcher, and everything I'm doing with Aaron is it's on fire. It's great. But I needed something a little bit different because I needed a clearer understanding, not just a process. Aaron's great with process. I mean, underwater explosives expert. So process is his game. He even tells you, I'm a nerd, right? So over time, I've been dealing with an affinity for Taylor Welch, and the Consulting Memos kind of solidified that. So recently, I got involved in what is called the Launch Kit. It's a very limited entry. They limit how many people come into the program. And this is part of the business called The Wealthy Consultant. And, again, I knew I needed a mentor. I needed some clarity on what I was doing. I've worked on this process by myself for a long time. I mentioned this before I got into the program to the person I was talking with. I said I was ready to pull the trigger on a different program, and it just disappeared out from underneath me. It was very disturbing, made me really think twice about how I had to do this. But I put on my big boy pants, and said, hey, look, man, let's just keep on plugging until we find the right thing for us. And so the Wealthy Consultant really spoke to me. And so I needed clarity. I needed a proven method as well. I needed something that I could follow in a process without having to reinvent it constantly, which had been what I've been doing off and on over the past few years. If you followed these podcasts at all, you realize that I've been through a lot of different programs, Dana Derrick's, Russell Brunson, many of the others, ClickFunnels, the whole process there. And, Aaron Fletcher, just all of these programs. This one gave me a proven method of how to get my consulting business where I want to go. I'm looking at $10 million a year. And as much as that seems like that's impossible, it really isn't if you know and are capable of having an 8-figure business. And the other thing I needed was a clear process. This had to be very simple, very straightforward. I'm partway through module 1, so I'm going through the process here and just wrapping my head around everything. The videos and things of this nature are not too much for me. I think that they are truly beneficial. They're keeping my eyes open to, this way of training. And what it's also doing, and I just kind of, we all kind of build our programs that we do on our own. This one is helping me streamline my own programs. I've been working with people one-on-one and doing training together. And it makes for some very long meetings, especially when you get involved in marketing. And in our case, we work with our clients, especially for our startup program, on getting them to their first campaign. So they really understand how to talk about what they do, how to get it going, how to put all the pieces in place. And so these training videos teach me, hey, look, I can do this again because my time is not involved in training that's of value. People will absorb that in their own time. My value is in the one-on-one, dealing with the problems, getting in the trenches, picking out locations, understanding the letters of intent and the contracts and all the leases and helping people understand right along with me. That's absolutely critical to the success of any consultant. It's not what you do, it's not necessarily what you say, it's how your client, who they become as a result of you working with them. And that's very important. So this has been like I said, been a barn burner. I'm going to keep today relatively short because I'm absorbing so much information right now. And I want to get as much of this back out to you as I accumulate it so that you have an idea of how maybe to approach your own business slightly differently. But I can tell you that every business owner, no matter who they are, you need a mentor. Even the richest, most successful consultants have mentors. Everybody has somebody to look up to. We all have things we have to do. We all have things we have to learn. If I learn nothing from The Billionaire Code by Alex Charfen, it's that as you get bigger and as your business grows, you have to change the things that you do. The challenges you're going to meet are going to be completely different than what you thought they were. And when you get to the next level, you're going to have to do something to make that transition. And you continue to do this till you get to a point where everything you do is based on philanthropy as a byproduct of the fact that you've been given all of this. You've earned it, but still, the earning comes if you do a great job and you help people solve the problems they have. You're going to get money, and money's a byproduct of helping people. And it's one of the things that I've kind of absorbed and known, but it was unique to hear it, and this is part of this whole training. So I'm going to share all this with you today. I wish you the best in your health, your wealth, your business, your family, and I really, as I share this, just keep in mind this is going to be a process, and I'm going to maybe present some ideas that conflict one episode to another. But as a process, you learn and then unlearn things along the way. You learn new things and unlearn the bad things, the things that don't get you where you're going. And you set your targets higher, and that makes you have to work. So this will be really interesting. Again, have a wonderful day. Good luck in your business and your health. Let's get this going. Talk to you soon. Randy Bridges for The Budding Entrepreneur.